Emergency alert! Stop everything you're doing. Right now, as you watch this, there are two angels from heaven desperately trying to get your attention. This is not a coincidence. You are here because God needs you to hear this urgent warning. The spiritual world is moving, and if you ignore this message, you could lose a blessing that was meant for your life, or even fall into a trap set by the enemy. You have less than 5 minutes to decide your destiny. These angels are making their final attempt to reach you, to save you, to transform everything you know about your future. If you leave now, you may never hear this again, and your opportunity could vanish forever. Listen closely. This is heaven's last warning, and it is for you. Heaven is moving right now. The spiritual alarm is sounding. Can you feel it? There is a shift happening in the invisible realm. Right at this moment, the air feels different. Your heart is racing for no reason, and your spirit knows that something bigger is at stake. These are not ordinary moments. This is the precise second when heaven is moving for you. Somewhere, beyond what your eyes can see, the voice of God has commanded two powerful angels to step into your life. They're not coming by accident. They are on a divine mission. They've been sent because your name has been spoken in heaven. You might have felt alone, overlooked, or like your prayers disappeared into silence. But the spiritual alarm is ringing for you, louder than ever. Why now? Because you are standing at a crossroads. Choices you make today will echo into your tomorrow. The enemy is plotting distractions, hoping you'll ignore this warning. But heaven refuses to let you miss this moment. You are being chosen right now, while thousands of other people will never hear what you're about to hear. Pause for a second and ask yourself, why am I watching this video right now, at this exact moment? It's because something supernatural is drawing you in, whispering that your time has come. Your breakthrough, your protection, your miracle. It all depends on your willingness to listen and believe. If you want to receive this message from heaven, type in the comment, I am ready. I will listen. I receive this warning. Don't scroll. Don't click away. Your life is about to change if you stay until the end. Who are the two angels trying to reach you? Pause for just a moment and let yourself wonder. Who are these two angels? Why are they so desperate to warn you? Right now, more than ever before. These are not ordinary angels. In the records of heaven, certain messengers are assigned for critical, life-altering missions. They do not appear unless something enormous is about to shift in your destiny. They are sent when your path is about to cross a line that cannot be uncrossed. Today, these two have been released by the hand of God Himself, because there is something about you that is triggering the attention of the divine. The first angel stands for protection. All your life, even in the moments you thought no one saw your pain, this angel has been watching. Every near miss, every close call, every time you avoided disaster, it was not luck. It was a shield, forged by prayer, covered in the tears of your ancestors, wrapped in the love of God. This angel has been fighting invisible battles, driving away dangers you never knew were close. The second angel carries the power of revelation. This is the messenger who holds the secrets you need, the knowledge, the warnings, the directions that can spare you from heartbreak and lead you straight to blessing. Every gut feeling, every sudden inspiration, every odd sense that something is about to happen. This angel has been whispering, nudging, trying to get through the noise of your everyday life. And right now, both angels are standing together, at the edge of your reality, calling your name. They are begging you, do not ignore this message. Do not walk away. Your life is about to enter a new chapter, and we have been sent to prepare you for what's coming. You have never been as close to a spiritual breakthrough as you are right now. This is not the moment to be passive. This is not the time to be silent. Heaven is waiting for you to respond. If you believe these angels are fighting for you, declare it in the comments. Angels, I hear you. I accept your protection and revelation. By typing these words, you open a door. You step into a stream of blessing that only faith can unlock. Stay alert. Because what you're about to discover in the next few minutes could save your future. What have they seen about your life that no one else knows? Imagine for a second. There are hidden chapters in your story, parts of your journey that not even your closest friends or family could ever understand. But there is a realm higher than the skies, where every secret pain, every silent struggle, and every private dream is known. The two angels sent to you today have witnessed every moment of your life. They saw the nights you cried out, unheard by human ears, the battles you fought in silence, the sacrifices you made when nobody was watching. They saw the betrayals you suffered, the hopes that crumbled, the opportunities that slipped through your fingers. But they also saw the courage you showed when you got up again, the kindness you gave when your own heart was broken, the faith you kept alive even when everything around you seemed lost. There are things about you, burdens you carry, scars you hide, doubts that haunt you, that no one else can see. Yet, the angels know. They have seen the spiritual traps being set for you by the enemy, the subtle voices telling you to give up, the distractions pulling you away from your true calling, the doors that close without explanation, the cycles of lack, loneliness, and fear. But here's the most astonishing truth. The angels also see the untapped potential within you, the blessings waiting on the other side of obedience, the favor lining up behind every step of faith, the miracles just beyond your next act of courage. They see the vision of your life that God intended, untouched by the wounds and limitations of this world. And that's why this message is so urgent. If you walk away now, you may never unlock what is already written for you in heaven. The angels are holding out a map, a way through the chaos, a way toward freedom and abundance. But you have to say yes. You have to claim the life that only you were meant to live. If you're ready to receive everything heaven has seen for you, write in the comments, "I accept the destiny heaven has for me." Let your words become a declaration. With every letter, you break a chain. With every word, you open a new chapter. Do not underestimate this moment. What you choose now will echo through the days and years to come. Stay with me. The next revelation could be the one that changes everything. Why is this the angel's last attempt to reach you? Time is not what you think it is. In the spiritual realm, there are moments when heaven's window opens for you, a season of mercy, a crossroads of destiny. But just as a sunrise only lasts a few precious moments before it fades, your window for this divine intervention is closing. These two angels have tried before, perhaps in subtle whisper, in dreams you couldn't quite remember, in coincidences that made your skin tingle but you shrugged off as random. They sent messages through strangers, through sudden thoughts, even through the unexpected delay or detour that changed your day. But life moves fast. The world distracts. Doubt creeps in. How many times have you brushed off a strange intuition or ignored that sudden urge to pause and pray? How many times have you silenced that inner voice that begged you to make a different choice, to walk away from something toxic, or to trust when you were ready to quit? Every time you ignored, hesitated, or denied that nudge, the spiritual alarm grew louder, but only for a limited time. Now, both angels have come to you in a way they never have before. Not through vague signs or background feelings, but through this very message, delivered directly to your soul. This is their last attempt, not out of anger, but because the divine order of things has a rhythm. Once this moment passes, the battle around your life enters a new phase, and your chances for intervention may never look the same again. Why is this so urgent? Because the enemy knows your window is open too. While these angels stand by, offering you protection, wisdom, and a clear path, the forces that want to see you stumble are working overtime. They're engineering distractions, turning up the noise, tempting you with shortcuts, convincing you that what you're hearing right now doesn't really matter. But if you listen, if you act, if you truly allow this to reach your heart, you will break a cycle that's held you captive for years. There is a heaviness in the air right now, a holy seriousness, The next words you speak, the choices you make, will determine the direction of your destiny. This is not just about your present situation. This is about generational chains being broken, about blessings and favor that will follow you and those you love. If you understand that this is heaven's last attempt and you are ready to answer, type in the comments, "I will not miss my moment. I am answering the call." Let heaven see your courage. Let the spiritual world witness your decision. You have come too far to turn back now. What happens next could define the rest of your life. The signs the angels are sending that you have ignored. Have you ever felt like the universe was trying to get your attention? Think back, really think, about the past few weeks, months, maybe even years. There were moments that seemed odd, moments you dismissed, patterns that kept repeating, but deep down, you always felt a pull, a sense that something beyond this world was calling out to you. The angels sent to your life have been communicating in ways you may have never understood. Sometimes it was in the form of a dream, so vivid you woke up sweating, heart pounding, only to let the memory slip away with the morning light. Other times, it was a sudden feeling of peace or terror that hit you out of nowhere, right before something big happened. A certain number you kept seeing everywhere, a phrase from a stranger that pierced your heart, a song that played at the exact moment you needed comfort, or a repeated sequence of events that felt too precise to be chance. Have you noticed patterns of doors closing when you wanted them to open, or unexpected setbacks that saved you from worse outcomes? Those moments you were delayed, only to find out later you missed a disaster by minutes? That was not random. That was intervention. Those were the angels rearranging the world around you, using signs, symbols, and circumstances to communicate, to guide, to protect. And yet, most of the time, the world convinces us to explain it all away. Coincidence, we say. Just my imagination. Just luck, good or bad. But deep inside, you always knew there was something more. You felt it in your bones, a spiritual nudge, a subtle force, the hairs on your neck rising in a crowded room, a quiet voice urging you to take a different path. The truth is, these signs have only gotten stronger, more urgent, because time is running short. Every ignored sign becomes a missed opportunity. Every silenced intuition is a blessing delayed. The angels are sending you confirmation after confirmation. And today, they want you to finally recognize the messages for what they are: a lifeline, a warning, and an invitation to step into a life designed for victory. This is the moment to acknowledge every supernatural sign, every whisper in the dark, every mysterious encounter. This is your invitation to open your eyes, to pay attention, and to choose faith over doubt. If you recognize that the angels have been sending you signs, write in the comments, "I see the signs. I am awake. I will not ignore heaven anymore." Declare it out loud as you type. Let the world and the spiritual realm know you are no longer blind to destiny. What will happen? If you do not listen to this warning, stop for a second and ask yourself, what if this message is real? What if ignoring it is the biggest risk you could ever take? You see, in the spiritual world, every warning comes with a consequence. Every neglected sign becomes a turning point. When heaven sends its messengers, it's never for something small. It's because the stakes are so high that a single moment can change your destiny forever. Imagine waking up tomorrow, having dismissed this message, and everything seems the same at first. But then, subtle things start to shift. You feel more exhausted, no matter how much you rest. Doors that once opened easily now remain shut. Relationships grow colder. Opportunities slip through your hands. You begin to make small choices that lead to bigger regrets. You miss the chance to break out of old patterns, to escape cycles of lack, confusion, or loneliness. Every missed sign becomes a brick in a wall between you and your miracle. And the enemy? He waits for these moments. He thrives on your distraction, your doubt, your hesitation. He wants you to believe that none of this matters, that you can walk away from the warning and nothing will change. But inside, you'll feel it, a heaviness, a silent regret. a sense that something precious was lost without you even realizing when. But it goes deeper than just missed blessings. When heaven's call is ignored, it affects your future in ways you cannot predict. It's not just your dreams at stake, but the safety and destiny of those you love. Cycles of pain and struggle can continue. Doors of favor can close, and opportunities for restoration can slip away, simply because you chose not to listen. But the most tragic loss is spiritual. Every warning ignored is a step further from your purpose, a step away from the life God intended for. The angels are not here to scare you. They are here because the time for passivity has ended. This is the moment to take your life, your future, and your soul serious. Don't let this be another moment you look back on with regret. Don't let yourself wonder, years from now, what could have been if you had just listened, if you had just said yes, if you refused to let fear, doubt, or distraction steal your destiny. Declare it in the comments. I choose faith over fear. I receive my warning and my blessing. Let your decision ring out, not just for yourself, but for every generation that follows after you. Because the story isn't finished. The angels are still fighting for you, and in the next chapter, you'll discover the hidden spiritual battle raging over your soul and how you can finally win. There's something happening around you right now that most people never see. If you could pull back the curtain between the physical world and the spiritual, you would witness a struggle so intense it would make everything else in your life seem small by comparison. Angels aren't just messengers, they are warriors. From the moment you took your first breath, forces of darkness have tried to steer your path toward disappointment, fear, and failure. But you were never left alone. There have always been holy beings fighting for you, shielding you from attacks you never even noticed, lifting you up when invisible hands tried to drag you down. Every time you felt a strange heaviness, every time you were tempted to give up, there was a reason. There's an enemy that knows your weaknesses and wants you to believe you are powerless, forgotten, or unloved. But heaven knows your true value. The spiritual world is not neutral. It's in motion right now, because your soul is worth more than you realize. That's why the angels are here. They're not just watching, they're intervening, countering every plot designed to hold you back, every curse spoken against your destiny, every chain that's tried to keep you stuck in place. This battle isn't fought with swords or shields, but with truth, faith, and choices. When you ignore divine messages, you give ground to the enemy. But when you choose to listen, to believe, to act, you tip the scales in your favor. Every decision you make in these next moments is an act of spiritual warfare. You are the deciding factor in a war that has been raging for generations. This is your invitation. Take back the ground that was stolen from you. Stand up for your own soul. The angels cannot force you. They can only fight for you if you let them. Victory is not just possible. It's promised for those who answer the call. Write in the comments right now, I take my place in this battle. I invite heaven to fight for me. Let your words become a shield. Let your faith become the weapon that turns the tide. Stay, because what happens next will show you how God is giving you a brand new opportunity right now, in this very moment. Right now, while you're reading this, something sacred is unfolding. You may not see it with your eyes, but your spirit feels the shift. A door opening where there used to be a wall. A sense that today is different from every ordinary day that came before. God is giving you another chance. Heaven's timing is perfect, and you are being offered a new beginning. No matter what's happened in your past, no matter how many times you've missed the sign, fallen short, or doubted yourself, this is not about what you've lost, but about what you're about to gain. There's a reason this message found you at this exact moment. Your story is not finished. Where others saw dead ends, God sees a starting line. He is not holding your mistakes against you. He is erasing them, rewriting your destiny, and preparing blessings that your mind can't even imagine. You're being chosen, called out from the crowd, not because you are perfect, but because you are willing to listen, to believe, to reach for more. Maybe you felt like opportunities always pass you by, that luck favors everyone but you. But heaven is saying, today is your day. The old doors may be closed, but new doors are about to swing wide open. The cycles of lack, fear, and loneliness can be broken right now if you accept the chance you are being offered. But you have to move. You have to say yes. Don't wait for another sign. Don't wait for someone else to speak first. This moment will never come again, just like this. If you're ready to step into this new season, if you want to show heaven that you are serious about your breakthrough, type in the comments, "I accept my new beginning. I choose God's opportunity for my life." Let your words be your testimony. Let your decision mark the moment your life started to change. Stay with me, because there is an enemy that desperately does not want you to discover what you're about to learn next. There's a reason you feel resistance right now. Maybe a thought telling you to click away, to doubt, to give up on this message. That's not an accident. Whenever someone is on the edge of a breakthrough, the enemy works overtime. He wants to keep you distracted, discouraged, or numb. The truth is, you have a real adversary who doesn't want you to realize how close you are to your blessing. He will do anything to convince you that this is just another video, just another voice, just another promise that will fade away. But deep inside, you know this moment is different. You can feel it, a stirring, a sense that something bigger is at stake. The enemy's plans are always rooted in fear and confusion. He sows doubt, so you'll never trust again. He floods your mind with regrets, with memories of failure, to paralyze you from moving forward. He wants you isolated, believing the lie that you have to do everything alone. But that is not your destiny. Heaven's plan is bigger than the schemes against you. You are surrounded by favor, even if you haven't seen it yet. The two angels are here, fighting for your restoration, opening your eyes to every trap that's been set, and lighting the path to a breakthrough no enemy can steal. It's time to choose which voice you will follow. Will you listen to fear, or will you answer the call of heaven? Every spiritual victory begins with a simple decision, one act of faith that silences 1,000 lies. If you're ready to reject the plans of the enemy and embrace what God has prepared for you, comment below. I break every chain. I refuse the enemy's plan. I choose divine victory. Your words have power. When you declare this, you shut the door on defeat and invite supernatural help into your life. Stay with me, because what you're about to learn next is how to truly hear the angels' voices and never be deceived again. There's a difference between hearing and truly listening. All your life, voices have competed for your attention. Doubt, worry, pressure, fear. But the voice of heaven is never chaotic. When angels speak, their words bring clarity, peace, and a deep certainty that no fear can drown out. You may be wondering, how can I know when the angels are speaking to me? First, you must quiet the noise. The world is loud by design, distracting you from moments of stillness where the divine whispers are the strongest. Set aside time each day to disconnect from everything else, even if it's only for a few minutes. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. Ask God to tune your spirit to His frequency. Second, the voice of the angels never contradicts the heart of God. Their messages always lead you closer to love, truth, forgiveness, and courage. You'll notice a gentle urge, a feeling of peace when facing a hard decision, or a sudden insight that gives you the answer you've been praying for. Sometimes it's a warning, a powerful sense that something is wrong, even when everyone else says it's right. Sometimes it's a nudge to reach out, to help, to forgive, to let go. Third, confirmation comes. You'll see repeated signs, numbers, words, even songs that match the message you're sensing. You'll feel hope rising up, even if your mind can't explain why. You'll notice patterns of grace, protection, or divine timing that can't be denied. But to hear, you must want to listen. You must silence the lies that say, "This isn't for you, nothing ever changes." Today, make a new decision. Ask for spiritual ears. Open your heart. Practice expecting to hear, and you will. If you want to start hearing the voice of the angels and never be misled again, type in the comments, "I open my ears. I want to hear heaven's voice." Let your words become your new expectation. Let your faith unlock every message you were meant to receive. Keep watching, because next, you will discover how the power of prayer can unleash revelations and miracles straight from heaven into your life. There is a reason prayer is the greatest weapon you will ever hold. Prayer isn't just speaking words into the air. It's a direct line to heaven, a spiritual frequency that the enemy cannot block. When you pray, you invite the angels closer. You align yourself with God's will, and you open yourself to supernatural revelation, answers and breakthroughs that logic could never produce. Every person who ever experienced a miracle started with a moment of honest, desperate prayer. It doesn't matter if you don't know fancy words or spiritual phrases. What matters is your heart, the raw, honest cry that says, "God, I need you. Show me what I can't see." That's the kind of prayer that shakes the atmosphere. That's when angels move, when doors open, when secrets are revealed. Some of the greatest moments of your life are still hidden behind prayers you haven't prayed yet. There are revelations waiting for you, strategies for your finances, answers for your relationships, healing for your heart, guidance for your next steps. But you have to ask. You have to believe. And you have to persist, even when it feels like nothing is happening. When you pray, the angels are assigned to your case. They fight for you. They deliver answers in the form of ideas, people, or even sudden, unexplainable peace in the middle of chaos. They whisper directions that can change everything. A nudge to wait, a feeling to move, a warning to turn away. If you want to unlock heaven's revelations for your life, begin with this simple act right now. Write in the comments, "I believe in the power of prayer. I am open to receive divine revelation." Let this be your declaration. Let heaven see your hunger. You are not alone. When you pray, you unleash angels on assignment, and your breakthrough becomes inevitable. Keep listening, because next, you'll discover the promise of protection and miracles for those who listen, believe, and act in faith. Prayer is the key that opens the doors no human hand can reach. In moments when everything else fails, when resources run out, when people walk away, when your own strength is gone, prayer is the force that summons heaven's attention to your exact situation. Many people underestimate the power hidden in honest words spoken with faith. Prayer isn't limited by time or distance. You can pray at midnight, in a crowded place, or alone in your room, and immediately your voice is carried straight to the throne of God. The angels are listening. Every genuine prayer triggers a ripple effect in the unseen world. Your fears may shout, but your prayers thunder in heaven. Sometimes answers come instantly. A door opens, a burden lifts, you suddenly know what to do. Other times, the answers are being prepared behind the scenes. Just because you can't see movement doesn't mean nothing is happening. The angels might be rerouting threats, gathering the right opportunities, orchestrating divine connections, so that when the answer comes, it changes not just your day, but the trajectory of your entire life. Never underestimate the power of a whispered prayer in your darkest hour. Throughout history, lives have been transformed, wars have been turned, families have been restored, and destinies have been rewritten by someone bold enough to say, "God, I trust you even when I don't see the way." Even in moments when you feel too tired to pray, or when words fail you, the two angels assigned to your life are still working. They intercede for you. They carry your silent cries, your groans, your longing for a miracle. They fight back the shadows that try to suffocate hope. They build a wall of protection around you, even when you're not aware. But prayer is also a discipline, a daily decision. The more you pray, the more sensitive you become to spiritual direction. You'll begin to notice promptings that never made sense before. A sudden urge to call someone, to go a different way home, to forgive, to try again. You will feel warnings in your spirit that keep you from disaster. and confirmations that light up your path. This is how you partner with heaven. This is how you turn the tide of your story. God responds to faith. The angels respond to faith. The supernatural realm is drawn to a heart that refuses to quit, that dares to hope, that expects miracle, even when all logic says it's impossible. You may have prayed in the past and felt nothing happen, but every prayer is a seed, and not all seeds break the surface at the same time. Some answers take time because what's being prepared is bigger than what you asked for. Sometimes protection is an unanswered prayer, and redirection is a greater blessing than what you originally wanted. The secret is to keep praying, keep believing, never giving up. God honors persistence. Your breakthrough may be just on the other side of the prayer you almost didn't pray. Right now, in this sacred moment, decide to be bold with heaven. If you are hungry for answers, desperate for change, longing for a miracle, type in the comments, "I choose persistent prayer. I welcome every miracle and revelation meant for me." Let this be more than words. Let it be your covenant, your invitation to heaven, your commitment to never settle for less than the supernatural help, direction, and favor that God has reserved for those who dare to ask and keep asking. Because as you pray, the angels move, and what comes next is the outpouring of protection and miracles that follows everyone who says yes to faith. Keep watching, because your protection and miracle may be one decision away. There is a realm of protection and miracles that surrounds those who choose faith, even when the world says it's impossible. When you take even a single step toward heaven, when you pray, when you believe, when you obey the smallest whisper, something shifts in the unseen. Angels are dispatched, circumstances begin to rearrange, and the supernatural breaks through the natural, often in ways that defy explanation. Maybe you grew up believing that miracles are rare, reserved for the chosen few, or that protection is just a matter of luck. But the truth is, the moment you respond to God's call, the atmosphere around you changes. The angels are not only messengers, they are guardians, commissioned by God Himself to shield you from dangers you could never see. How many times were you delayed and only later realized you missed an accident by minutes? How many coincidences have protected you, opened a door, or rescued you from disaster when you least expected it? Miracles aren't just for the stories you read or hear about. They are for people like you, right now, today. Financial breakthrough when you're down to your last dollar. Unexpected healing in your body or your mind. Relationships restored. Peace given in chaos. Answers found in hopelessness. Sometimes the greatest miracle is simply the peace that fills you in a situation that once caused panic. But here's the secret. Miracles rarely happen in the comfort zone. They begin at the edge of your faith, at the point where you choose to trust, when everything says to fear. God wants to move in your life, but He requires your yes, your openness, your willingness to step into the unknown. The angels who were sent to warn you today are also equipped to protect and bless you, but only if you allow them. This is not about superstition, but about spiritual law. God responds to faith, and miracles are drawn to those who dare to believe, even in the face of doubt and opposition. Right now, as you read these words, miracles are in motion. Doors are being prepared to open. Protection is being woven around your home, your family, your finances, your mind. What you cannot control, heaven can handle. If you want to step under this shield, if you want to be the next testimony of supernatural intervention, declare it right now. I receive divine protection. I claim my miracle today. Let your words activate your faith. Let the spiritual world know you are open for God to do what only He can do. Do not click away, because what's coming next are real testimonies from people just like you, who chose to listen, believe, and were never the same again. Your miracle could be next. Right now, countless people are experiencing what seemed impossible because they dared to believe and respond to the same kind of message you are hearing today. Their lives are living proof that heaven's promises are not empty words. People who were at the edge of giving up have seen breakthrough. Those drowning in debt have found unexpected provision. Families torn apart have witnessed miraculous reconciliation. Each story is a reminder: what God does for one, He can do for you. There's the woman who woke up at 3 a.m. with a sense of urgency, turned on her phone, and found a message just like this one. She listened, she believed, she wrote her faith in the comments, and within days, a job she'd prayed for and given up hope on was offered to her out of nowhere. There's the father who watched a video in silence, feeling too broken to pray, but he typed a simple declaration: "I receive protection." And days later, his family was spared from an accident that could have changed everything. A young man, lost in depression, stumbled onto a message of warning and hope. He resisted at first, but something pulled him back. He chose to write, "I choose life, I choose faith." And for the first time in months, he felt a peace that surpassed understanding, and the doors to healing started to open. These are not fairy tales. These are the lives of ordinary people who made an extraordinary decision to respond, to believe, to act, even when they felt small or unworthy. Your testimony is being written right now. The miracle you're longing for is on the other side of your obedience and boldness. You are not here by mistake. Heaven is orchestrating your breakthrough just as it did for these people. If you are ready to become the next testimony, to see God's hand move in ways that will leave you in awe, type below, "I will be a testimony. I accept my miracle and my story." Don't let your story end in silence. Let your faith echo into the world and into heaven. As you declare this, know that your miracle is already moving toward you, and your life will never be the same. Keep watching, because in the next moments, you'll learn the step of faith that will open your mind and heart to receive even more. This is where your new journey truly begins. This is the moment when you must choose to step out of your comfort zone, because faith is never passive. It demands action. You cannot just wish for breakthrough. You must reach for it. You must open yourself. You must do what you've never done before. For some, it will mean letting go of old beliefs that kept you trapped. For others, it's the decision to forgive someone who hurt you deeply, or to finally forgive yourself. For many, it's about surrender, admitting you don't have all the answers, but you trust that heaven does. Right now, a simple step of faith, a single decision, can open your mind and heart to everything God wants to give you. Heaven rewards movement, not just intention. Imagine your next days being shaped by courage instead of fear, hope instead of despair. The angels who were sent to you are waiting for your signal. They cannot act without your invitation. Your faith is the doorway, and every small act of obedience unlocks something greater. What does your next step look like? Maybe it's reaching out to someone, confessing your need, giving when you feel empty, or asking for help even if pride wants you silent. Maybe it's simply refusing to let fear dictate another day. You are being invited into a new way of living, one where miracles are normal, and heaven is your guide. God is not looking for perfection. He is looking for willingness. If you're ready to open your mind and heart to this new season, if you're willing to do what it takes to receive, write in the comments, "I open my heart. I am ready for the new that heaven has for me." Let this be your step of faith. Your angels are waiting. Your breakthrough is waiting. Your future is waiting. And now, as you commit, get ready, because the decision you make here could change not just your life, but the lives of everyone connected to you. Everything is about to shift, and your greatest transformation is one step away. You've come so far, and now you stand at the threshold of something greater than you've ever experienced. Heaven is watching, the angels are waiting, and the spiritual world is tuned to your next move. Don't underestimate the ripple effect your decision can create, not just for you, but for your family, your future, and generations to come. The choices you make in moments like this don't just affect your circumstances, they reshape your destiny. Every act of faith is multiplied in the spiritual realm. When you say yes to God's invitation, you invite blessing, protection, and favor that will overflow into every area of your life. Chains that have bound you for years, cycles of fear, lack, addiction, or loneliness, can be broken in a single moment of surrender. The truth is, you are not powerless. Your life is not random. Your pain is not wasted, and your future is not limited by your past. You are a carrier of God's promise, a recipient of His mercy, and a living example of what can happen when someone finally says, "Enough. I want more. I am ready." Let today be the day you look back on and say, "That was the turning point. That's when everything changed." You are not alone. Heaven is cheering for you, angels are fighting for you, and you are surrounded by a love that will never let you go. If you're willing to let this be your moment of breakthrough, if you're ready to leave the past behind and step into a life of miracles and purpose, write in the comments right now, "This is my turning point. I step into my destiny." Declare it with all your heart. Let the world and all of heaven know you are not staying where you were. You are moving forward. You are stepping into the story that God wrote for you before you were even born. Stay until the end, because what you choose right now will release a final prophetic blessing over your life, a blessing that can open doors, heal wounds, and rewrite your entire future. You are closer than you think. The next words could change everything. Pause and consider the journey you've taken to reach this very moment. All the battles, the disappointments, the silent prayers, and the hidden tears, none of it has been wasted. Every pain, every hope, every lesson learned has prepared you for what is about to happen. Sometimes we look at our past and see only loss or regret, but in the hands of God, even your darkest moments become the soil for miracles to grow. There's a reason you've survived what should have taken you out. There's a reason you're still standing, still searching, still open, despite all the times you were tempted to quit. Heaven's agenda for your life cannot be stopped by human opinion, by failure, by betrayal, or by the limits of your own understanding. Every time you got back up, every time you dared to hope again, every time you whispered a prayer in the dark, the angels took notice. Your name has been mentioned in the courts of heaven, and the story is not over. What you thought was a delay was actually divine preparation. What you thought was rejection was heaven's redirection, setting you up for a blessing that will be so clear, even your doubters will know it was God. Now is the time to recognize the power that has been building inside you. You are not weak. You are a survivor. You are not forgotten. You are chosen, and you are not meant to remain where you are. The universe has been conspiring for your breakthrough, orchestrating encounters, aligning opportunities, and preparing blessings behind the scenes. Imagine the possibilities if you truly believed that everything was working for your good. Imagine the freedom you would feel if you knew you were protected, guided, and loved beyond measure. This is not a dream. It is your invitation. The spiritual world responds to bold faith, not hesitation. Every decision you make in this season is amplified, sending a signal to heaven that you are ready for more. The angels sent to you today are prepared to open doors, break chains, and usher in miracles, but they need your agreement, your courage, your willingness to step out. Don't settle for another day of just surviving. This is your time to rise, to reclaim the promises spoken over your life, to activate the potential you've always felt deep inside. Generations before you have prayed for moments like this, blessings that would not only touch you, but overflow to your family, your friends, your future children. It's time to leave behind the old labels, the false identities, the small thinking that has kept you trapped. God is doing a new thing, and it starts with your yes. Not a passive, fearful yes, but a declaration that echoes through eternity. I will not be defined by my past. I will not be limited by my pain. I am stepping into the destiny heaven designed for me, As you take this step, everything begins to align. Your mind, your spirit, your relationships, your finances, your health. Doors you never saw coming will open. Peace you never thought possible will flood your soul. The chains that held your family for generations can break because you dared to be the one who said yes. You are not only changing your own life, but rewriting the story for everyone who comes after you. Your courage creates a legacy. If you're ready to draw a line in the sand, to leave behind everything that has held you back, and embrace everything heaven has for you, declare it in the comments now. This is my defining moment. My destiny begins today. I receive heaven's best. Let these words be your battle cry. Speak them with faith. Let heaven and earth witness your decision. Don't rush past this moment. Stay with me until the very end, because what's coming next is the final prophetic blessing, a prayer that will seal every promise and release the favor, protection, and victory that only God can give. The door is open, the angels are waiting, and your life is about to become the testimony you were always meant to be. Now, with every distraction falling away and every doubt losing its grip, imagine the power of what you're about to receive. This is not just another encouraging word. This is a divine appointment, a sacred exchange between you, heaven, and the destiny written over your life since before you were born. You may have spent years searching for answers in all the wrong places, trying to fill a void that nothing in this world could satisfy. But today, something is different. You're not just hoping for change. You're being invited into it. You're not just wishing for protection. You are being surrounded by it. The angels who have followed you since childhood are leaning in closer, ready to act on your behalf with more power and urgency than ever before. Every step you've taken, every trial, every heartbreak, every prayer whispered in exhaustion has led you to this crossroads. This is where old cycles can end and new blessings can begin. This is where spiritual inheritance is claimed, not just for you, but for every soul connected to your story. Feel the weight of heaven's attention on you. God has not forgotten a single promise. Every tear you cried in secret, every silent hope you dared not speak, every longing you thought would be left unfulfilled, heaven remembers them all. What felt like silence was preparation. What seemed like waiting was actually the gathering of favor, aligning at this precise moment. You don't need to have it all together. You don't need a perfect record or a spotless past. All you need is a willing heart, an open spirit, and the boldness to say, I am ready. God specializes in transforming brokenness into beauty, weakness into strength, and doubt into unshakable faith. Today, your story changes. The miracles you have heard about, the testimonies that inspired you, are now within your reach. The angels assigned to your life are positioned at every doorway of opportunity, every place of danger, every intersection of decision, prepared to guard and guide you as you walk into a future you never dared to imagine. Take this seriously, because some moments come only once in a lifetime. The choices you make in these next seconds are being recorded in heaven. When you align your will with God's, when you surrender your plans for His purpose, the entire universe shifts in your favor. Don't let this moment slip by. This is not the time to hesitate or let fear decide your future. You are standing in the very center of God's attention and favor. What happens next depends on your willingness to step forward in faith. If you're ready to seal your breakthrough, if you want heaven's final words spoken over your life, write boldly in the comments, I receive my final blessing. I claim my prophetic promise. Let this be your signature in the spiritual realm, your act of agreement with all that heaven wants to do for you. Feel the shift, sense the presence, and know that your declaration is echoing in eternity. Stay for the closing words, because the blessing released over you now will not only change your present, but will create waves of favor, protection, and abundance that will follow you for the rest of your life. This is your hour. Your story is about to become the miracle that inspires others. You are chosen, you are covered, and you are destined for more. This is it, the culmination of everything heaven has been orchestrating for you, the reason the angels would not give up on their mission to reach your heart. You are standing in the very center of a divine intersection where your obedience meets God's overwhelming goodness, and the result is nothing less than transformation. As you linger in this moment, let yourself truly believe that the old limits are breaking. See yourself stepping through a door that no enemy, no failure, no mistake from your past can ever close again. You are not stepping into just another season. You are entering into a prophetic fulfillment, a release of favor and breakthrough that has been reserved for you from the foundations of time. All around you, the unseen world is shifting. The chains that held you in cycles of disappointment and fear are snapping, one by one. The curses and negative words that were spoken over you by others or even by yourself are being replaced with blessings, with new identity, with vision and clarity about who you really are. Heaven is announcing over your life, you are not a victim of circumstances. You are a vessel for miracles. You are a carrier of purpose, a magnet for blessing, a testimony in the making. The two angels who fought so hard to bring you this warning are now surrounding you, standing guard at the gates of your destiny. They are moving obstacles out of your path, restoring everything the enemy tried to steal, and ushering you into a space of supernatural peace and provision. Can you sense the shift? It's not just emotional hype. It's a real spiritual transfer. Heaven is marking you in this moment, sealing you for greater things, setting you apart for impact that will echo long after this day is over. Now, with every ounce of faith you have, even if it feels small, speak this out and type it below. I am chosen. I am covered. My breakthrough is sealed. Let this be your final act of agreement. Let it be your amen to everything heaven has planned. As you finish this message, know that the journey does not end here. What you have begun today will unfold in ways you cannot yet imagine. Miracles, provision, wisdom, and protection are being assigned to you for every step ahead. Share this message, spread the blessing, and watch as your life becomes the evidence that God still speaks, angels still move, and destinies can change in a single moment of faith. Stay expectant. You are never alone. Heaven walks with you. Your testimony is just beginning. Now, as this sacred moment settles over you, understand what has truly taken place. You have just crossed a threshold, one that separates old disappointments from new possibilities, regret from redemption, confusion from divine clarity. The old weight you carried is being lifted. The heaviness that sat in your chest is being replaced with supernatural peace. You might feel an unexplainable sense of relief, or you may even feel tears. Let them come. That is the evidence of heaven touching earth, of years of silent struggle finally being met with a loving answer. It is a holy thing to be chosen, to be pursued by angels, to be noticed by God in the midst of a world full of noise. From this point forward, expect things to shift in your favor. Watch as doors that were closed for years begin to open without force. Watch as relationships that seemed broken beyond repair begin to heal in ways you could not have orchestrated. Watch as opportunities, resources, and unexpected kindness show up at the exact moment you need them. The enemy may still try to whisper doubt, to pull you back into old patterns. But remember, you are not the same person you were before this message found you. You have said yes to the call, yes to your destiny, yes to a future that heaven designed specifically for you. You have the authority to stand firm, to speak blessing over your life, to command fear to leave, and to expect miracles as your new normal. Whenever you feel uncertainty, come back to this declaration. Whenever you feel surrounded, remind yourself, angels are fighting for you, and God Himself has marked you for victory. And as your final act of faith, make this promise in the comments for yourself and for everyone who will read after you. I am living proof of God's faithfulness. My life will shine as a testimony for generations. Let your words inspire others. Let your story be the spark that ignites hope, faith, and courage in the hearts of those who are still searching for their moment. The blessing does not end with you, it multiplies. Share this message, carry it forward, and step boldly into every new day, knowing you are never alone. Heaven walks with you. The angels go before you. Your breakthrough is not a moment, it's the beginning of a lifetime. Stay expectant, stay faithful, and prepare for the miraculous to become your new reality. Your greatest days are just beginning. As you move forward from this encounter, let its impact carry you through every challenge, every uncertainty, and every new opportunity. You are no longer walking blindly. You are guided. You are no longer striving alone. Heaven has assigned warriors to your path. Every step you take from this moment on is watched over. Every decision covered in prayer. Every detail cared for by the God who called you by name. You'll begin to see the evidence of this shift in the days ahead. Old fears will lose their grip. Unexpected peace will meet you in anxious moments. Solutions will appear just when you need them most. You'll feel nudges, small, sacred directions from the Spirit, leading you to people, places, and moments that were planned long before you ever arrived. Be ready to embrace new beginnings. The past has lost its hold. Every closed door was a setup for a better one to open. Every disappointment was an opportunity for greater preparation. Now you move in a new authority, one that comes not from your own strength, but from knowing that you are chosen, covered, and unstoppable when you stand in faith. Don't keep this to yourself. The world is filled with people desperate for hope, hungry for a sign that heaven still intervenes. Let your testimony be a light. Speak your story, share your victories, and lift up those who are still waiting for their own breakthrough. If you feel this shift, if you sense the newness that is now yours, declare it in the comments for all to see. My new season has begun. I walk in favor, protection, and divine guidance. Stand on this truth. Remind yourself every morning, the angels are still with you, the promises are still unfolding, and the miracle is still in motion. Return to this message whenever you need to recharge your faith. You are not who you were. You are becoming everything heaven always knew you could be. Stay alert to the signs, be grateful for every blessing, and never forget. This was not just a message, it was a visitation. Carry it boldly into your life, and prepare for the days ahead to be marked by wonders, breakthroughs, and joy. Your story will inspire many. Heaven is not finished with you yet. The best is truly yet to come. Before you leave this sacred space, pause and recognize what has happened here. Heaven has spoken, angels have moved, and your destiny has been called out by name. You are not the same. You have answered the divine invitation. You have stepped into a new season where miracles are not only possible, they are promised. This message was not a coincidence. You were led here for a reason. Every step of your journey, every struggle and every triumph has prepared you for this turning point. Now, as you walk forward in faith, you are covered by divine protection, guided by supernatural wisdom, and empowered to create a legacy of victory for generations to come. Let your life reflect what you have received today. Be bold. Share your testimony. When you feel the urge to give up, return to these words and remember, you are chosen, covered, and destined for greatness. If this message has touched your heart and you want to remain under this flow of divine revelation, don't keep it to yourself. Share this message with someone who needs hope. And most importantly, subscribe to this channel now so you never miss another prophetic alert, angelic message, or divine word sent just for you. Join a family of faith, people just like you who are seeking breakthrough, protection, and direction for their lives. Turn on notifications, stay connected, and let's continue this journey together. Write in the comments, I am subscribed. I walk with heaven. Seal this blessing over your life. May favor, protection, and abundance follow you wherever you go. You are chosen. You are protected. And your best days are just beginning. Subscribe now and let heaven's messages keep guiding your way.